What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to our classes. And today we're going to be talking about Instacart, give you the best tips for maximizing your income there. A lot of people will swear that Instacart is the better option and is superior to delivery for food and superior to Uber and Lyft. So definitely something to consider. I'm going to give you guys my base tips and just some things that'll make you a lot more successful at doing this. So the biggest thing with Instacart, is choosing kind of like everything else. I mean, with Uber and Lyft, you choose the rides you take carefully, but you still generally take most of them. Delivery, people are a little bit pickier, but with Instacart, you probably need to be the pickiest on the size of the batches that you're going to take on. A lot of people will tell you that the bigger grocery loads are not worth it, and a lot of times they're right. But the one thing that makes Instacart and grocery delivery a little bit trickier is a big delivery could be a big tipper or it could not be. And I've seen both in my experience. I've had big deliveries where I go to some fancy house and they throw me $50 for a tip. And then I've had some where I go to an apartment where, you know, it's just a family with a lot of kids in one apartment and they can't tip well. That's still frustrating, you know, because a lot of times those bigger batches take longer. But my rule of thumb is the best orders are always going to be under 30 items. And that's going to be kind of how you want to look at it. The bigger batches, I would really try and base that off if you think it's going to a nicer neighborhood or not. Obviously, you want to look for peak pay on your bonuses. That kind of goes without saying, though. That's like saying you should take a surge ride. It's like, obviously you should take a surge ride. Obviously keep all your receipts. That's going to help you for disputes, but also for keeping the customer happy. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. You want to make sure you have receipts at all times, really, for anything you do in this, but in Instacart it's almost even more vital. But on top of that, you can kind of double dip on your earnings by then using an app like Fetch, which is receipt rewards. So if you keep those receipts, scan them on an app like Fetch, you can save all those up very quickly because you're doing it so frequently, and you can cash out for Amazon gift cards and things very, very frequently. It is a great, great hack if you're an Instacart driver, delivery service driver. I don't even know what you should call it there. Communication is obviously really big. I always texted updates to my customer, like, hey, I'm here, I'm in this aisle, I've currently got 5 of the things out of the way. I liked doing that so that they knew I'm not dilly-dallying in there. Again, you're going the extra mile, more likely to get a bigger tip. The replacements are going to be where it gets a little bit tricky. A lot of people get lost on those. That's where you got to really be efficient. And this is where I was just not a good Instacart delivery driver, because it took me forever to find the right replacements. So get quick with that if you can. I'm sure the more you stay consistent with it, you'll learn it more. I never spent a whole lot of time on Instacart, so I never got too efficient with the replacements. But that's where you're going to want to really have some speed. Another big thing is bringing an insulated food bag. This is going to mainly be for the frozen foods they get. Obviously, you don't want to bring a bunch of like melted frozen veggies to them. So go the extra mile right off the bag. It's going to be worth it. But on top of that, buying a collapsible grocery cart can be another thing that will help you be really, really efficient on the job. For deli orders, you can try to place your order first and then go to the deli like when you're done so that it's already done. Parking near the cart, whatever it's called, where you place the carts when you're done, is just going to help you get in and out of your car quicker. Unless you're a jerk that doesn't put your cart away, which outside of this video, I just despise you. You should always put your cart away. Another thing you could do is you could start bagging produce while you're waiting. So the idea is you don't want to bag your produce when you pick it up, but grab a bunch of produce bags and then start filling them up as you go, just making you quicker and more efficient. Bring a smaller hand basket or cart with you. That's another thing that a lot of pros have said to do. I never did this myself, But it's easier to maneuver around the stores. Obviously, the carts are big and clunky. Once you find items, mark them as found. I do feel like that one goes without saying as well. Goes without saying, guys, but the worst thing that can happen is your phone dies. Obviously, have a phone charger in your car. Be charging your phone at all times. Talk to store associates. Don't try to figure everything out on your own. Ask them for help, especially when you're newer and you're learning. Like, put your ego and your pride aside and ask for help. They're going to help you find stuff a lot quicker than you. And then obviously, like every other app we've talked about, and every other service, be friendly, happy, positive. All these things are going to help you get more tips. Definitely track your miles. You should use Solo for that as well, like we talked about earlier. Double batching your orders is obviously really key. If you're able to do 2 in one grocery store, that's where you're making the most money on this app. Now, that's not always going to happen, so you can't guarantee that. Another thing is too, kind of like we said with the delivery services, like parking in a nice restaurant, park in a nice grocery store parking lot and wait. You're also going to get in and get out even quicker. So that's my biggest tips there. The biggest thing really does come down to just being a really awesome person for them, going the extra mile. Tips are where the money is made in all of these, any of these apps. That's where the difference is every single time. So always go the extra mile, always be talkative, always laugh with them, smile, and do anything you can to make it the best order they've ever had. So there's our Instacart class. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I can't wait to keep sharing with you guys soon.